globally, around the world, you have about 30% of people who have access to tertiary education, but it's only 1% of the refugees around the world who have access to tertiary education. The problem, the challenge that they have, one of the main challenges that they have is resources.
One of the things that is always hope that there's always a durable solution to the countries that have conflict. And the only people who can rebuild those countries are the citizens of those countries. So if you don't have educated citizens, it's a bit too much to ask them to go back and rebuild. With what resources?
The education is seen as a durable solution for refugees, because that is the only thing that they will take home after they leave the refugee camp. So being a source of hope, it has motivated many.
Education is a protection tool, providing a safe learning environment for children, and the more the children are educated, the more they are empowered, the more they can adopt a behavior that would minimize the exposure to risk.
We have both in the Dadaab and the Kakuma over 2,000 students completing Form 4, and all these hoping to actually join the universities.
You can imagine 2,000 vis-a-vis 160 slots. It's still a drop in the ocean.
There are not many funders and supporters for tertiary education, and yet it is an extremely important aspect of the protection and assistance that we provide to refugees.
There is increasing need by year of students in Kakuma refugee camp who are qualifying every year to be able to achieve higher education. We usually get over 300 applications, for example, in 2017. But then the slots we had for Kakuma operation were only 100. We have funding constraints.
Recently in Kenya, especially from the year 2015 to 2017, we have witnessed an increase in the slots that are given to us. Like in 2017, we admitted 160 new students. In itself is a good thing, but it does not meet the demand that is there.
Find some student to say, I passed this year, but before I actually get the DAFI scholarship, it might take him maybe 2 or 3 years. We understand the resources are not adequate, but if possible, I think these opportunities should be increased for these learners. We struggle to make them pass, and it is not good as a teacher to see your student who's got a C+ and above simply moving around these camps, having nothing to do, and being just forced to be an untrained teacher for maybe 3-4 years.
There are so many challenges in the refugee camps. When such opportunities are not there, actually you might find problems such as radicalization of refugees. We find many of them getting into problems like drug abuse because they have no future.
If the sponsor can increase the amount so that now we integrate into their activities such things like field trips, excursions to various places. We want to have that experiential learning outside now most programs, and that requires money. If we can include the component of social integration in the sponsorship, these students will come out now an all-round student.
Maybe we'll just appeal to the sponsors to ensure that they keep adjusting the sponsorship as the economy changes. Because what we used to get in 2014, even for a personal use, is hardly adequate. Today, you have to keep on supplementing these. We would kindly beg them to reconsider enhancing the value of the scholarships that they are offering to these students, and also to diversify the programs into which they would want these students to enter.
Largely the fund is has 4-year program, so we have most of the students in the 4-year program, but we also have those who have interest in courses that take longer than the 4 years. As they give the ordinary slots, maybe we can have special slots for people who would do medicine and engineering to make sure that they are allowed to complete.
We see a lot of talents in these students which without the scholarship we could not have been able to discover, and therefore I'm very grateful and hope we shall be able to get more funds and more scholarship so that these students who are talented can be trained and they can change the world.
Most of the scholars who are pursuing, who are undergoing this program, are youth, and I really request them to continue funding our program so that many who are like me and who are now in primary schools will reach and benefit from this program.